Every coffee needs a lotus.
It's nice easing back into old routines. Only now, with extra care. Let's do it for ourselves, for our loved ones, for everyone's safety.
Hurry up, let's go. Let's go.
And staying safe starts at home.
Nice.
From how we work and learn, to the little ways we find joy. If you must head out, take extra care. Making a small effort, being mindful, they go a long way to keeping us all safe. The health of all depends on each one of us. So let's work together, using new tools and keeping to our new habits to protect the people we love. At work, let's all be good team players.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Good.
A little distance between us today will be good for us all tomorrow. A little care can protect the one thing that means the world to us. So let's do our part.
The views and opinions expressed by the speaker, Host, commentator, or other third party in ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass are those of the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and do not necessarily reflect and represent the views and opinions of ARIVA. Furthermore, ARIVA does not warrant, express, or imply the merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose of any product, information, service, or process presented by the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and ARIVA specifically disclaims any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any product, information, service, or process presented. Finally, material or information presentation, opinion, process, or service by, on any trade name, trademark, manufacturer, or otherwise during ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass do not constitute or imply ARIVA's endorsement or recommendation of such opinion, process, service, item, or organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our free live webinar with our topic, Design Thinking Demystified, the power of design thinking in business. I'm Kate, and I will be with you the whole afternoon as your host. I am very excited to be with all of our participants this afternoon. I'm sure we're really going to learn a lot from our speaker. But before that, I have a few reminders to make sure that this webinar will run smoothly the whole afternoon. ARIVA is committed to protecting your privacy, hence stricter security of this webinar has been implemented. For better viewing of your Zoom experience, we encourage you to please update your Zoom application by visiting their website. And for those of you who are using their mobile gadgets to view this webinar, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know who here is joining an ARIVA Academy webinar for the first time. If it's your first time, can you type hi here in the chat box? I would love to get to know who our first timers are. Also, let us know where you're located right now. I'm here in Parañaque City. We're having beautiful but rainy afternoon. So let me know, where are you? Especially, I was informed we have a lot of friends who are out of Metro Manila right now. We have friends from Agusan del Norte, from Aklan, Antique, Bacolod, Baguio City, Bataan, from Batangas, from Butuan, from Cagayan de Oro, from Cebu, wow, from Davao, Ilocos Sur, Iloilo, Coronadal, La Union, Laguna, Leyte, Occidental Mindoro, Pampanga, Pangasinan, Tarlac, Zambales, and even Zamboanga del Norte. That is Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Magandang hapon. And we also have friends who are watching us from out of the country. They're not here in the Philippines. From UAE, from Saudi Arabia, from Doha, Qatar, from India, from USA, from Canada, and from Malaysia. Good afternoon, world. Also, from Cebu, Makati, Pasig, here, Mandaluyong, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, from Samar, Maupay nga hapon, from Alabang. Where else? From Taytay Rizal, and it's raining there. Hi, Fernando. I hope You're somewhere safe and dry. From Tacloban, hi, James Maupay. We have from Valenzuela, from Legazpi, this is in Bicol. From Pasig, from Tanay, from Taytay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to ARIVA Academy. And if ever you have attended in the past, welcome back. We're very happy to have you here with us again. Now, I want to do an audio check. I want to make sure that once our speaker is on screen, you will be able to hear the discussion loud and clear. So please type 111 here in the chat box. If you can hear me clearly, type 111. You can also type 222 if you can't hear anything. Or you can type 2121 if you can hear me, but the sound is breaking up or I sound laggy or choppy. You can also type question mark if you don't understand what is happening. We'll try to help you out. Let me check. So far, I am seeing a lot of 111s. That's good to know. Thank you for your feedback. Later, we'll have a 10-minute break, and I will be announcing when that break time will happen. Now, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by our administrator during the discussion to avoid interruptions. But for those of you who might have questions, we'll allot the Q&A portion, and then this is what you have to do. You can click the raise hand button, will allow you to ask your question directly to our speaker, or you can also type your questions here in the chat box, and then I will be reading them later. And then later, we'll be entertaining all of your questions. Okay, now I have a request to make. Let's make this webinar really interactive. One part is for you to turn on all of your cameras, turn on your cameras, please. We would really love to see the beautiful faces of all of our participants this afternoon. Thank you. An e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete the entire virtual masterclass. And again, your camera should be turned on. That would be part of your attendance. Certificates will be available 3 to 5 days after the e-learning session. Please help us build and improve our service with your comments and feedback. You can scan this QR code that will bring you to the feedback form. At the end of our session, please fill out the form and then send it back to us. Thank you so much for that. There you have it. Now I'm sure you're all excited to get to know our speaker, so let me introduce him. Our speaker for today is a multi-awarded design thinking specialist, brand strategist, and a visual communication expert. He is passionate about helping individuals and organizations achieve their goals through learning and development. He spent over 2 decades honing his craft and have had the privilege of receiving industry recognition, such as 2 consecutive Anvil Awards in 2018 and 2019, being named one of the top 30 leaders on LinkedIn Philippines, and honored as one of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn in 2019 for his inspiring career advice and learning. He uses his expertise to help individuals and organizations with product, service, and process innovation as he wears 2 hats as speaker and facilitator at New Brave Academy. His journey began with an education in mechanical engineering and advertising and public relations, and further enhanced his skill with a design thinking course at the National University of Singapore. He is also a certified Google Design Sprint Master, which enables him to provide us with the latest and most effective tools and techniques for our learning and development. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the founder and CEO of New Brave, an agency specializing in brand strategy and e-commerce marketing, Mr. Rock Cleo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really a privilege to be here. Okay, so let me share my screen.
Yes, please. We're eager to get this started.
Yeah, I'm excited as well here. So I hope everyone is dry and safe now in your place. It's really a rainy afternoon. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? Wait.
Yes, we
I think,
can.
yeah, hang in there. I think I need to share the other side. There you go. All right. So again, my name is Raklio. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ariva. And for everyone who are here, we have 200, almost 300 people in the house now. It's really, really nice. So sit back and relax. We're gonna discuss about the design thinking, not design thinking. So you might be heard about this design thinking. This is a new methodology, but let me explain this to you further, no? And through the best practices and also on how I apply this with my clients to their workplaces and through their employees as well. So what are you going to learn for this webinar is about the design thinking, no, and how can you apply this to your work and what value it will give to your organization. So by the end of this webinar, you should be able, to discover the power of design thinking in your workplace. Okay, so who is this for? This is actually for you, as a professional and leaders who wants to understand their customers deeply, and this is also for organizations who wants a radical collaboration. This is also for organizations who would like to develop a speak up culture and use it for innovation. This is also for professionals and leaders who are dealing with complex problems. And of course, this is for you, a professional and leaders who would like to be resilient in a global world. All right, without further ado, let's rock and roll. Okay, so before I give you the definition of the design thinking and dive deep into this definition, let's go to the future. Okay, let's go to the future first. Okay, so the future, let us say this is the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're already at the fourth industrial revolution. Now, to give you a quick background about this fourth industrial revolution, during 1765, this is the first industrial revolution, which is the mechanization, steam power, weaving loom, etc. But the second industrial revolution happens at around 1870. Now, this is the second industrial revolution, which is the mass production, the assembly line, and electric energy. Now, the third industrial revolution started at between 1969. This is the automation, the computers, electronics, etc., which we are experienced. Now, I think there's some generation na inabutan. Okay? Itong automation na to. And now, for the fourth industrial revolution, this is the cyber physical system. This is the Internet of Things. This is networks. And this is what we are experiencing already. Unfortunately, there are some company, no, there are some company, most especially in a developing countries like us, we don't believe in Internet of Things. Digitalization is somehow, it's really troublesome. It's really expensive. But you know what? There are so many countries already embraced this fourth industrial revolution. But what happened? No? This is the question. What happened to the company if they don't embrace this fourth industrial revolution? What's going to happen? Simply, you'll become part of the history, just like Toys R Us. Yeah, you will notice now. You will notice that there's a Toys R Us in the Philippines now, but in the USA, it's gone. Okay, Toys R Us are gone. So what happened to Toys R Us? They don't believe that people will actually go to the internet, buy stuff, and have it delivered to their house, which is what happened during pandemic. Now, this is the rise of e-commerce in the Philippines. All of us were stuck in the house, in our houses, and we ordered everything that we need in our house, like food, any stuff. No, we do it online. So imagine Toys R Us doesn't believe because their mentality, people will go to their store, touch the stuff, you know, and and then from there, once they experience it, they're gonna buy this item. But I think no Toys R Us right now is being acquired by Target, Target company, just to revive because there's so many story and very rich history of Toys R Us. That's why they're trying to revive this company. And another example for those company who doesn't embrace the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah, they know this is coming, but they didn't know, no, it's gonna happen soon. Just like what happened to Kodak. Okay, pasintabi lang po sa mga tito and tita, for sure, alam niyo po ito, yung Kodakan. Okay, para sa mga millennials and young ones, paki-google na lang po. No? It's really hard to explain what is Kodak. Okay? Or kung may katabi kayong tito and tita, tanungin niyo po sila, ano po yung Kodak? Okay. So before the selfie came, before the goofy came, there is Kodakan. Ito yung nasa film, 36 shots, 16 shots. That's why, pag nag-shoot tayo, no, until now, if you notice, no, yung mga tito and tita, digital camera na, no? Digital camera, pero ang shoot niya isa lang, dalawa lang, no? Pwede namang 10, pwedeng 20, no? But here, medyo siya nagtitipid because of the Kodak. Now, what happened to the Kodak? Kodak is now being part of the history. Their business is almost kumikita na lang sila through movie or film. So what's going to happen if this company transforms into digital as well, all the movies? What's going to happen? Mawawala tuluyan yung film industry. So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, during this time, they are the king. They didn't imagine that they will be part of the history, and they didn't imagine that everything that they put here, invested, will be gone in the wind. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see the evolution of the digital camera, okay, the film. So it starts from the 1846, which is the camera obscure, all the way to the next innovations. Nagkaroon na tayo ng digital camera, compacts, and then now it's in our hand phone, in our smartphone. The question here, what's next? If we can take a picture, using our camera, using a smartphone, what's next? It's really exciting. I think this is another trivia. Did you know that the quality of your camera, if you put that into high definition, you can actually print that into a billboard. Ganon kalaki po yung billboard. At alam nyo ba yung digital camera way back, yung mga digital camera, it's only 1 megapixel or 2 megapixels. And now, how many pixels do you have in your phone? Diba? Ang daming camera, yung iba dyan, 10 yung camera, yung iba 3, yung iba 1. No? Just kidding. Masyado kang seryoso. Okay? Pero alam ko, yung iba 3. Depende sa phone. Okay? But there's one company who were able to strive during this transition. This is a company who also sells this also sells film in the industry. This is a competition of Kodak. And who is this company who were able to thrive, in this transformation, digital transformation? Fujifilm. Okay, so what happened to Fujifilm? Fujifilm now is earning at least, let us say, $4.8 billion. This is studies way back 2017 pa. This how many years ago? No, it's actually 6 years ago. So could you imagine the company times 2 na, yung net worth neto or yung value of this company. But this company, they have this foresight, na they already seeing what's gonna happen in the future. So now, sa maniwala kayo sa hindi, the innovation that Fujifilm did, they transformed and they didn't produce camera anymore. They didn't produce film. Alam mo kung ano produce nila? Alam mo kung ano? They produced it into cosmetics. What? Fujifilm? Cosmetics? That is innovation. Okay, let me hear it out a little bit. So, pumasok sila sa cosmetics and healthcare because the substance in developing a film, that powder, can create an anti-aging solution. Anti-aging powder. So, binibili yung solution sila for that kind of technology and ina-apply sa mga pinaglalagay natin sa pagmumukha mo. Sa pagmumukha natin, So, para mag-anti-aging siya. That is, the powder that came from this film. And now, Fujifilm, yeah, you can still see a lot of Fuji cameras in the market. Why? Because this is their baby. This is their this is the history of the company. That's why they're keeping it alive, but not pushing it really hard. So now, ladies and gentlemen, Fujifilm is really thriving in a cosmetics and healthcare. Who would have thought, no, this company could venture out, no, in a different kind of field? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call innovation. Now let's jump into the evolution of music. Okay, so like as far as I can remember, no, we started at the vinyl records, may cassette tape, may audio, yung CD, compact CD, no, may MP3 player, and now nasa cellphone na natin lahat. So we have Spotify, we have Apple Music, etc. So ito yung pinaka-favorite ko dito, yung cassette tape, di ba? Pag yung ang cool tignan, no, yung may ballpen ka, tapos rewind mo ng ganun, no? Okay, sa mga millennials, tanungin niyo po yung office mate, yung tita niyo. Ano po yung cassette tape na ginagawa? Alam po nila yun. Rewind yun. Oo. So, imagine ha, kailan lang to nangyari? Kailan lang? Diba? 10 years? 15 years ago? Diba? Kailan lang? Pero would you imagine, natanggal na siya, totally erased? Yung CDR king nga, diba? Kumusta naman siya? No? Dapat USB king na siya. Just kidding. Okay, hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari sa business na yun. No? Pero at any rate, it's really limited kasi yung need niya. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Everything, no, napunta dito. And sa smartphone, di ba? For sure, one of you, no, naalala nyo to. Yung mga kids dyan, yung mga millennials, for sure nakita nyo to sa basurahan o sa mga baol ng tito o ng mami nyo. Oo, hindi po yung pangkaskas ng yelo, ha? Baka magulat kayo, astig. Hindi po pangkaskas ng yelo yan. Yan po yung ginagamit ng mami nyo, pantawag, dun sa boyfriend niya, yung papa nyo ngayon. Okay? So, could you imagine this kind of technology? Who would have thought, no? Na this is the future. Diba? Ginamit nga ito sa Matrix eh. Parang, wow, astig. Pero look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the evolution of our smartphone. From landline hanggang sa naging wireless, dumating si BlackBerry. Nagugutom na kasi ako kaya Blueberry. And then sa smartphone, di ba? Lumabas yung smartphone. Now, the questions, what's next? Okay, so look at this. I want you to take a look at, imagine this, no? The camera, the music, and even yung telephone natin, everything, no, is in this smartphone. Kaya ang sabi nila, the future is in your hand. Totoo po yun. The future is in your hand. Di ba? Yung cellphone ngayon, natitiklop na, no? Yung screen, Diyos ko po. I watched the YouTube. Ang sabi ko, I want that. Nung nakita ko yung presyo, I don't like that. It's so expensive. Ew, ang pangit. Pero of course, kung may magbibigay sa akin ng libre, akin na to. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at this. Yung computer na ginamit, when we send a man to the moon, alam nyo ba yung gamit yung phone is more powerful, no? Yung computing power than the computer that the human used to send the man to the moon. Ang lakas, no? So if we are using all our smartphones, no, and then to send a man to the moon, kaya natin yan. Kaya natin, no? Dahil ganun nakalakas yung computing power of our mobile devices. So I want you to take a look at this. This is the accelerating growth of the technology. The first industrial revolution, ang create nila, no, ng human, is printing press. That is the first, diba, invention. Wow, out of this world. What is this technology? Kakaiba tong printing press. Okay, trivia. Bakit ginawa ang printing press? Bakit ginawa? Ginawa po yan para mag-print ng Bible. Galing, no? Okay. So, now, after 200 years, ladies and gentlemen, 200 years, doon pa lang na-invento yung telescope. Diyos ko po, no? Patay na tayo, no? Saka lang na-invento yung telescope. 200 years. And then after 100 years, doon nagsimula yung steam engine. Oh, di ba? Lahat ng makina ngayon, sasabihin natin, uy, high-tech, electric vehicle, excuse me, 1700s po. Tubig lang ang ginagamit. Diba? Yung tubig na iniinom mo, makina ka na, tingnan mo sa office, diba? Pag nangihina ka, ano binibigay sa'yo ng office mate mo? Oh, uminom ka ng tubig. Oh. Kasi akala nila makina ka. Joke yun, okay? Masyado kang seryoso. Okay, so look at this, ha? 1700s, 100 years steam engine, and another 50 years, telegraph, After 50 years, light bulb. After 50 years, telephone. After 50 years, kotse. And then after 100 years, we send a man to the moon. Now look at this. I want you to look at this. At the year 2000, dikit-dikit na po yung technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is based to my friend, no? And this is all based to the facts given by Silicon Valley and also China. Sabi nila, every month there are new companies, being born. And every month there's a new technology that's being released or launched. Kaya nahihirapan po tayo ngayon kumuha ng magagaling na talent to keep in the company. Why? Kasi ang dami na pong option. Imagine, kada buwan may bago ng company. Diba? Kada buwan may bagong produkto. So kung ikaw pinanganak sa generation na to, parang wow, saan ako pupunta? I want to go to this company, I want to go to this company. You have so many options. So look at this, no? All of this that I'm presenting to you is all based on facts. And the top 10 skills, no, to future-proof ourselves way back in 2015. Tignan nyo to, ha? Yung first is complex problem solving. The second is coordinating with others. Third is people management. But in 2020, I want you to look at this now. In 2020, the complex problem solving is still on the top. But yung critical thinking from fourth, it rises up to the second level. And then yung creativity, look at the creativity. From 10th, umakit siya to the third level po ng chart. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the year 2023, and this study is based on the year 2020. Do we practice this in our office? Yung complex problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. Ito po yung pinaka-importanting mga skills na kailangan natin i-develop to future-proof ourselves. Kaya minsan po may kita natin yung mga bata, no? Sabi itong mga bata to ang competent, no? Oo, ang tatamad, pero ang gagaling mag-deliver. Diba? O, umamin ka, sinabi mo tamad sila. O, narinig ko yun. O, nababasa ko yung utak. Just kidding. They're using technologies. They're working smart. Oo. They're working smart. Tayo kasi hard labor tayo, no? Trabaho, puyat-puyat yung mga bata. Sorry, he doesn't Tagalog. Sige. You can turn on your translations to make it easier for you to understand. And then we have a translator dito. We have so many translator volunteer po, no? Good luck na lang po sa English. Just kidding. Okay. So at any rate, look at this, no? Creativity is the based on the 8 Nudas in the six Sigma. Creativity is the most waste skills in every offices. Imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine this. 99% or some of the company, 100%, these are all left-brain people. Did you imagine that? And only few people are creative. When I say creative, how many people in your creative department? How many people working from this creative field? Very few. Do you give them privilege? No, because companies run by left-brain people. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3 in the chart. It's really, really important. This is the rise of technology. This is the rise of AI. And only AI cannot do is creativity. Okay, let's discuss more about creativity, no? All right. So looking at those technology that's being being progress or being innovative, no? I think this is the question. The question is, has your process changed at the office then and now? So how many years have been working in this company? Okay, how many years? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Yeah. But the question, how often did you change the technology? Okay. So these are the questions po, no? Ladies and gentlemen, that you
Okay, I think mukhang nawala ang ating speaker. We'll try to get in touch with him again. In the meantime, we'll just go on a quick break. One moment, I think he might be back. Let me just check with my colleagues if he's back. Just one
Yeah,
moment. Give us
sorry for the technical
Oh,
error.
there. He's back.
Okay, wait. I just changed my background, so
Okay.
will look like. Go ahead, ma'am. Yeah, if you have
Sure.
any.
It's okay. We'll just resume with the discussion.
Okay. So have you guys learning something new today from my sharing? Am I making sense? Can you please type your opinion here in the chat box, please? Yeah.
Yes, let us know. Yes, they're all saying yes, learning
Thank
a
you so much.
lot.
Yeah.
Learning a lot.
Okay.
Very
Wait.
informative.
Yeah. Wait. There's more. All right. So let me share my screen again. Okay. There you go. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay, so the first slide that I shared a while ago no, is all about the future. Now, let's jump into the challenges at the workplace. Okay, so disclaimer, madami po there's so many people that could relate on this one, the challenges in the workplace. But let us discuss this diplomatically and peacefully and harmoniously. Okay, so the first challenge that we encounter in the office is we often work towards unclear goals as our project and direction changes repeatedly. Diba? Can you imagine that? So every time we work, we're not done yet with our for this project, and then all of a sudden, our boss or our manager give us another project or another direction. So for you, you were like, wait lang po, no, I cannot understand. You told me to do this, and now you're asking me to do this. No, for you, you're getting confused, no. So this is another problem. Another problem is we lack of real data on which to base decisions. Instead, we're relying on endless internal discussions. It happens in the office. But most importantly, in the office, before we had a meeting, we spend an hour or 30 minutes marites, no? We're discussing about other people. Hey, it's a reality naman. It's nice to catch up once in a while. But again, it's really hard to base our decisions if if we're lacking of real data. And another problem is we have a pressure to be innovative, but we don't know how to start. So this is the questions. Even your boss will ask you, is this the innovative ideas that you could think of? And you were like, wait, yeah, I guess so. We haven't tried this in the office yet. In your office, no, you haven't tried it in your office. But the question, I think the companies outside done this a couple of years ago. So is it that innovative? Not anymore. Okay. So another challenge, is the project cycle runs too long and causing us lose of enthusiasm and focus. So this is a common problem as well. If we have a project, sometimes we're going to discuss. Oh, probably next month na natin to discuss. No, we're gonna discuss this next month. Okay, after this month came, this month came. Oh, how are you? How's the Holy Week? Did you go to this beach? How was that place? Magkano entrance? How much did you spend? I like to go there, but the enthusiasm, again, it's diminishing, it's fading. That's why every project that we have, sabihin natin, if we're working on this project for 3 months already, it's something like, are we going to continue this project or not? Yeah, maybe let's discuss another project. Yeah, because it's already 3 months now. So again, guys, that idea could be a game changer. But then again, it runs too long. That's why we lose our enthusiasm and focus. And another problem is we made our decision based on what we think we know. I have so many office mates like this. Oops, Hugo, just kidding. Okay, I have so many office mates like this. They think they know. Why? Because they are tenured in the company. Why? Because they're older than me. Why? Because so many weird reasons. Ang dami nilang experiences, and then they're all basing it on their tenure in the company. So that is a pitfall on how to move forward and to become successful in a particular project. Another challenge is we made decision based on the false and incomplete data. A while ago, we are lacking data. Now, this one is incomplete data. Imagine, it's really hard, no? And then, for the HR friends who are present here,
there are new jobs, job positions that were not familiar, di ba? There are new job positions just like, wow, what is this? What is this new job position? I only know it's just a rank and file, manager, supervisor, and manager. But this new levels is really, we're not familiar. And another challenge, which is I want you guys to understand that the gig economy is booming and it's unstoppable. We cannot do anything about this. If we try to put people or bring people to the office, no, challenging yan. Challenging. Unless you threaten them, unless you give them something, no, a reward, no. Other way. It's based on how you think creatively and innovative on how to bring these people go back to the office. But nowadays, most of the setup, and thanks to COVID, no, thanks to COVID, it changes, no, the way we work. Now people can work anywhere, anytime, in their house or in the beach, anywhere. So the evolution of the employee or the work setups changes as well. If the technology is changing, our office setup is also changing as well. In the past, no, we work 9 to 5 hours. Just, well, because of work from home, actually, it's more stressful nga, no? Yeah, come to think of it, the reality is more stressful and more work now if you work from home. No, mas madami siya. It's better to work in the office. Kasi in the office, yeah, you have a particular time. But in our house, no, you have to work anytime. You know? At any rate, no, before we work in a corporate office, now we can work anywhere. The company equipment, we use our devices. From the focus inputs, we use focus outputs. You can actually, from voice, you can be a leader, focused knowledge, adaptive learning, from corporate learning. Now you can democratize learning and teaching. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a new normal. Okay, this is not a new normal. I don't want to call it welcome to the new normal. No, this is not. This is the new reality that we are all need to face. No, so let's go back. No, in every project that we encounter, sometimes we look at the project, no, in this manner. So from A to B is something like, yeah, it's easy. It's normal. No, in every project, naman, it's really from this outlook. But in reality, the project, no, it's really painful. It's really difficult. Kaya minsan when we start, sometimes we don't know how to start the project. No, that's the problem. And once we start the project, we don't know when to stop. No, if you get this momentum. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this now. There's this really trouble and challenge, a lot of challenges in every project that we do. Most especially sa mga events team, no? They're going to have a little quarrel. They fight over small stuff. Who's gonna decide? Who's gonna do this, etc., etc. So there are so many challenges, no? But at the end of the day, yeah, they were able to finish it. But the problem, no? If you have a methodology, if you have a process, yeah, you will understand it's gonna happen at first, no? But at the end of the day, you will have a smiley and heart in your eye. It's all. The secret here is to have a process. Okay, to have a process. Now let's look at the process of the design thinking. This is the idea of design thinking. No? From the idea, we build the product, we launch it, and then gather the data. But then again, we lose our enthusiasm. Okay, we lose our enthusiasm by taking so much time in building it and discussing it. Some people, they call it analysis paralysis. No? Parang you're thinking too much about this and you cannot launch it because you are looking for perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no such thing as perfect. Yeah, all projects that we all created, this webinar that you created, this is just a beginning. So at the end of this webinar, at the end of this, this is not a success. This is just a beginning. So now in design thinking, we don't look at the entire thing. What we do is to implement it now because we believe there's no such thing as perfect. Everything is work in progress. So once you implement this, gather the data and go back to the drawing board. Iterate. So did you observe sometimes or most of the time our technology updating? For example, Mac OS. I think every 4 months or 6 months or a year, they're updating their system, operating system. Did you notice that? Okay, so this is also supposed to happen, no? This should supposed to happen into your office operating system as well, or in your process. Your process shouldn't be cast in stone. When you say cast in stone, no one can touch this. This is the commandment. No, there's no such thing in office like that. The process should be the start, and you need to be open in iterations. You have to improve your process. If this is a product, you have to improve your product. If this is service, you have to keep improving your service. You only good as your last design or in last layout. No. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the challenges in the office. Now, let's now jump and dig deeper now into the definition of design thinking. So what is design thinking really is? Now? Design thinking is correctly identifying the problem and coming up with a solution that meets human needs. It begins in developing and understanding people and ends in a solution that's really tailored for them. So let me highlight that meets human need. In design thinking, we are focusing on other people. We are not focusing on ourselves. That is design thinking. That is what you call human-centered. When we discuss this, when we discuss design thinking, if you observe, I don't want to come out, I'm the expert here, I'm more intelligent than you. No, I don't like that. In design thinking, what's important for me is for you to have a takeaway, for you to understand in a simplest way what is design thinking. That is design thinking. If you apply that kind of thinking or mentality to your product and services, I think you will grow. Okay. If you think design thinking, this is all for the graphic designers, excuse me. No, this is not only for designers. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, most of the companies, local companies, they're hiring me to train their creative people. That's nice because of the word design thinking. But most of the multinational company that hires me to train their people, these are the people, multinational, these companies who understand that design thinking is a methodology. See the thinking? That's why I put this in my slides. I want you to understand that design thinking is not just for the designer, okay? And if you can Google right now, you will see a lot of design thinking. The solution that we were able to generate are all tech-based. No, okay? That's a myth. Design thinking, you can solve any sort of problem. I'm telling you, yeah, you can sort any problem. And if you have methodology or something like, you are certified, NLP certified, etc., no, this is a nonlinear process. When you say nonlinear, you can go back from the beginning. If you're not happy with the result of this stage, you can go back there. But then again, you have to be mindful of the timeline. Okay, we will go back to the time that the slide, as I mentioned, it really loses enthusiasm because of overthinking. At any rate, since this is a nonlinear, it means you can go back to any phases, anytime that you want. Now, design thinking, this is how designer thinks. Who are the graphic designer here? Videographer, photographer. Raise your hands. Can you type here in the chat box, please? I'm a graphic designer. None. Okay, that's good. So, kapag wala, sila yung pag-usapan natin. Just kidding. Hindi ba? Joke lang yun. Okay, so here, ladies and gentlemen, this is how designer thinks. Do you have an office mate graphic designer? Have you tried asking him to revise the work? Revise the work. Revise it again. Revise it again. I'm not happy yet. Revise it again. Could you imagine? You apply that kind of process into your project. You keep on revising it until you meet or until you innovate. Imagine that. So this is how this intelligent people were able to codify how designer thinks and put it in this framework called design thinking. So now design thinking is a mindset. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a mindset. This is a tool for productivity. This is the art of problem solving and decision making. If you attended a PSDM workshop or facilitations, this is different. I'm telling you, this is different. Design thinking is a perspective, This is a perspective where we put human in the center. That's why it's called human-centered technology. So when you say human-centered technology, ladies and gentlemen, we put the persons, no, of this, the interest person, no, or our subject, always in the middle. Okay, for example, when we think about the service, we always put them first, customer first. If this is a client, we think about our client first. If this is a product, we always think about these people on how to use the product. When you do a presentation, when you're doing a pitching, it's not about you. It's about these people who are you, selling your idea to them. So it's really important that you understand how they behave, how they think. Later, I will explain to you. Now, again, if you're certified in anything, this is the glue of all methodologies. I'm telling you, this is it. Okay. So again, this is the skills that you need to develop now, because the future is now. No, it's not the future is when you had your birthday, or when is your birthday, or next year in the new year. No, that's not a new year. It's not a future. That's a new year. Okay. But we are already in the future. And to tell you honestly, ladies and gentlemen, try to Google how Philippines, how good we are way back 40 years ago. We are better than any neighboring countries. And now we are, I don't know, you judge it. We are next to Japan. Okay, please excuse me to our Chinese friends. Chinese friends or China, what are their job here in the Philippines? No, way back 40 to 50 years ago, there are these people who are doing all the labor works, and the bosses are, of course, the Spaniards, and we are the middle type people. And now, who's our boss? Chinese. Have you been into Shanghai? Have you been into Guangzhou? Man, you will not believe that this place exists in the planet Earth. They are 50 years ahead of us. You think Silicon Valley is nice? Think again. Go to Guangzhou or Shanghai. You will be blown out. Have you read what's this? A celebrity went to Singapore, and the beggar asking for money, and that beggar presented the QR code. I heard that story, I think 5 years ago in China. When my wife went to China, and the beggar is giving a QR code, and I was like, wow, what QR code? Really? A beggar? And I was like, wow. And then in China, useless ang cash mo. They don't use physical money. All of them are digital money. And Malaysia is becoming like that. Indonesia is becoming like that. Vietnam, they produce their own electric vehicles now. And Philippines, okay, here we are. Another webinar. Ooh, another boring webinar. See, I don't understand. No, I don't understand why Filipinos change our mindset. But then again, I believe the first world mentality that we have way back 40 to 50 years ago is still in our DNA. That's why I step out here. I'm one of these people who are pushing this Filipinos to become creative and innovative again. So now, as I mentioned before, we can use this. We can use this methodology in other business aspects. Yes, we can use this for the startup, SMEs, production innovation, product innovation, social innovation, visual communications, customer experience, architects. If we're employing experience, design thinking, like anything that you could think of, almost. This is almost perfect methodology. You can use design thinking. Now, to give you confidence, who are the companies using this? Ito lang naman, okay? Google, we have IDEO, you have Nike, Apple, IBM, Lego, Baker McKinsey, etc. So these are the people the companies are using this. In the Philippines, I don't know. No one's embracing it. Why? It's a cultural thing. We are scared of innovation. We are scared of something new. No, this is something that we need to undo. This is something that we need to, undo into our system culturally. Okay. Yeah, of course, all of us, we want to succeed, no? And we need to be successful. But then again, most of the companies, or all the employees, no, not the companies, because companies are composed of employees. And these employees are the key to the success of the company. We are all want to be successful. That's why we're competing, no? Internally. No? In the workplace, we have competition. We have, or sometimes, or some other companies that call it politics. No? But then again, we all want to be successful, but we are all scared to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is part of the equation. Don't be scared of failure. Okay, let me share to you a very short story now. When I was a creative director at the biggest retail company in the Philippines now, my VP in marketing called me and she was like really irate. She is really angry and she asked me for a closed door meeting. And she was like, Cleo, come here. I want to talk to you. Closed door meeting. Back inside her room, bam. She slammed the door. And this is funny. This is true. Closed door meeting, but there's a big gap, no, in her room. So everybody and my office mate could hear, no, kung ano yung pinag-uusapan on how she scolded me. At any rate, she told me 5 things. She told me, your leadership, blah, 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 blah. Your creativity, blah, 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 blah. Your people, etc., etc. I totally forgot some of it now. But, you know, when I look at my boss now, it's like an anime. She likes, I can imagine, no, her horn and the eye, you know, it's becoming like a evil, no, scolding me like that. Hindi ko, I'm really scared now. And then ako naman, I was like getting little and little now because of what she's saying. It's actually criticizing me to the bones, no, to the bones. But then again, after she's called me, I think around 30 minutes, no, nonstop yon. She's shouting there, screaming there, as if it's like I don't deserve my position. And this is my reply. She asked me, okay, so this 5 stuff, Cleo, 5 stuff. What are you going to do now? So I take a deep breath and calmly say, thank you. She was like, what? Thank you? After all of these 5 points, you will say thank you? Thank you because you're letting me know the areas that I need to improve. Pang Miss Universe ang sagot, di ba? And I was like, wow. Gulat siya. She was surprised, no? And I asked her, anything else, ma'am? Because I really need to know what are the other areas that I need to improve. No, none anymore. Nothing. So I step out of the room and then I saw my office mates, no? They were like, nakaisa na naman si Sir Cleo. Gabi talaga to, no? Galing sumagot. At any rate, no, my point there, no? Be thankful for these people. But you know what? No? Be thankful for these people who are giving you troubles, giving you challenges, no, whatever you want to call it, negative comments, negative feedback. And sometimes it's how do you say it, attacking your character. But then again, try to change your mindset. You know what happened to me? No, after a month or two, no, it's still vivid in my memory. After a month or two, I was able to address all of those 5 points. And then after that, she doesn't have any complaints to me. And then I resigned to that company. Then after I resigned, she contacted me and she asked me, Cleo, would you like to be a consultant, brand consultant for this another retail company? And I was like, yeah, I know this retail company. This is big. Wait, ma'am. Why are you asking me to be their consultant? You have so many connections. There's a lot of people brighter than me, smarter than me, you know, but not cuter than me. No? Just kidding. Masyado kang seryoso. But so as I told her, sabi niya, hey, she told me, no, I like you, Rock, because you think or you approach problem in a different way. And I was like, wow. So she still remembers now our incident. So ladies and gentlemen, fail fast so you can fix the problem fast. Don't be scared not to fail. You have to embrace it, but you have to think of it in another way. Okay, you have to change your mindset and think of this problem as your opportunity. So again, another exhibit, another example. I have this restaurant, and I asked the restaurant owner, "Do you have a problem in your company, in your restaurant?" And he told me, "No, Rock, we don't have any problem." Okay, when he mentioned that, I know there's a problem. Okay, why? Problem is an opportunity for us to improve. If there's no problem, there's no more area for you to improve. Just like somebody, they will say, I am smart. I have MBA. I studied abroad. That's the end of their career. It means you're not leaving a room for your improvement. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Can you please type your opinion here in the chat box, please? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, failure is always a fertilizer of success. Just like Thomas Edison, no? He said, I haven't failed, but I just don't find, no, I didn't find 10,000 solutions that don't work. So could you imagine this kind of mindset? Really great, no? It's really great. So I want you guys to think like this. Me as well, I'm telling you, I'm a hardcore, not rock star. I'm a hardcore introvert. Where? Really? Yes, introvert po ako. I'm a graphic designer by profession, and I really not good in speaking in public. I'm not really good in speaking with a lot of people. I'm not designed to speak out what's in my mind. But in 7 years of public speaking, I think I was able to overcome. And thanks to those people who scrutinize my speaking, who scrutinize my slides, who scrutinize my presentations and my ideologies. Thanks to them. Now, this is the fruit. No? You guys are understanding what is design thinking. It's all because of them. Okay, that's the power of the survey. Okay, let's now dive deep into the 5 definitions or the 5 phases of design thinking. If you are going to Google the definition of design thinking, let me help you. No? This is what's going to appear. This is what's going to appear. But then again, don't get confused. No, IDEO, they will say this is design thinking. Google, they will say this is design sprint. IBM, they will say IBM design thinking. British Design Council, they will say double diamond design thinking. But technically, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a brand label. Brand label lang po yan. Okay? For example, you're gonna buy a soda, Pepsi, Coke, there's still soda. Okay? Okay, there's a little bit differences, no? Just to make it different from each other. But then again, imagine, no? This is just a product. For example, you're buying chocolate. Chocolate is chocolate, no? Chocolate is chocolate. But it differs from where it was done, who made this, is this artisan, etc., etc. It's the same thing in the methodology that you're going to Google. But now what I'm discussing to you is where I learned the design thinking from National University of Singapore, which is the design thinking from Stanford University. Okay, the empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So these are the 5 phases of design thinking. All right, so let's now dive deep into the definition of each phases. No, so you guys can take home new ideas, and probably you can have an idea or attend the future workshop that will be conducted by ARIVA Academy, no, about design thinking. All right, so the first phase of design thinking is empathy. So everybody, please type empathy in the chat box, please. Empathy in the chat box. Thank you so much for your participations. So empathy, our goal here is to gather so much information that we could gather, no? As much as we can. In Tagalog or in Filipino language, this is malasakit. Okay? Concern, empathy to other people. Empathy is the cornerstone of design thinking, meaning in any aspects, in any steps of the design thinking phases, you should have thinking. No, your thinking should be the other person. Okay? For example, here in the slides, now I'm not going to go far from giving example. From the slides, I could give you a lot of bullets in the slides, just like the typical presenter. But then again, you will not understand. That's why what I did is a bigger text, highlight, and then simple as this. That is empathy. No, understanding how your audience will behave. Okay, so because in empathy, again, it's all start with humans, and people, they don't know what they want until you show it to them. Who would have thought that we'll be using or we will be needing a touch technology? No one knows. Okay, so design thinking, again, this is, we need to stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about other people. So I think the right question here is, what's in it for them? Okay, what's in it for them? What can you offer to this person? No, that is the question. Now, if you're going to ask me, Coach Rock, Is there a secret sauce or technique, no, to understand the behavior of these people? Because this could be a good advantage for our product and services to our organizations. My answer, sorry, there's no secret sauce. What you need to do, here's my advice, is to listen to them, immerse yourself, observe. If you want to talk to them, talk to them. And that is the only way to understand the behavior of your audience. Am I making sense? Can you please type yes in the chat box, please? Again, empathy is all about them. It's not about you, huh? It's all about them. That is empathy. All right. So the next phase is define. Everybody to please type define in the chat box, please. Define. Amazing. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Define is looking for the gaps. No? This is the ability to look between the gaps. Okay. So it's really hard to explain this, no, in this short time and how to say it without any workshop. But in workshop we elaborate this. But let me show you a video. So I want everyone to focus on this one. No? I know you're multitasking right now. I know you're not focusing, no? But just give me 1 minute, no? Because this video is called awareness test. Okay, awareness test, and the video starts now.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? The answer?
Okay. Can you please type your answer in the chat box, please? Please type your answer. Let us see if your answer is correct. Okay. So look at this, ladies and gentlemen. One problem, no? But we have different answers. Can you imagine that? One challenge, but we have different answers. We have different perspective. We have different view. Okay. Let us see if your answer is correct.
Is 13.
The answer is 13. Who get it right? Okay, wait, ladies and gentlemen, here's the catch. Here's the catch.
But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Did you see the moonwalking bear? Did you see the moonwalking bear? Can you please, yes, I see the moonwalking bear in the chat box. If you didn't see it, I didn't see it. Type in the chat box. Amazing, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's really easy for us, no, to see something that we don't look into. So this is in design thinking. For me, the best way to explain defining the gaps is to look for the moonwalking bear. No, galing. So guys, I didn't trick you on this one. You can search this in YouTube, no, about this awareness test, and you will be surprised, no, to the result of this one. And this is, I think, no, the question here in the second phase is identify the purpose. You have to identify the purpose. Okay, so and how to do this is to understand the environment. You have to define the problem, know what they want, and know how they behave. Okay, in design thinking, we call this how might we. No, in Tagalog, paano kaya kung. Okay, so this is the tool that we exercise or we do in the workshop before we jump into the next step, which is in ideation. Okay, ideate. So everybody, please type ideate in the chat box, please. Ideate. Thank you so much for your participation. Again, let's quick recap. First is empathy. Empathy is our goal here is to gather as much information that we can. Second is define. Our goal here is to find the specific problem. And now ideate is to find the specific solutions. Okay, come to think of it. In all problem or in every problem, no, we can come up with so many solutions. Yeah, sometimes we think the solution is best, etc., etc. No, but then again, we need to exactly look into the specific solutions and how to do it. This is in ideate. No, so during workshop, no, we shared a couple of tools, no, on how to generate ideas as fast as we can. But let me give you one tool or idea. No, in design thinking, we can generate 8 ideas in 8 minutes. So technically, or basically, you will produce 1 idea in every minute. So that's how fast design thinking works. No, Now, let me give you our ideation rules now when we do brainstorming. So first is we defer judgment of others, meaning any crazy idea is okay. No, impractical is good, and throw your ideas rapidly. There is no creative killer at this moment, so any idea is we accommodate that. So again, I think the question here in the third phase is how can you contribute to the company, or how can you contribute, to this product or services? But then again, this is I'm always saying, in every workshop, in every presentation, is whatever idea that you have, it could be wow today, but it's gonna be normal tomorrow and obsolete on the other day. Okay. It means you're only good as your last design. You're only good as your last presentation. So don't imagine that you will be good tomorrow. Okay. Again, that's a trap. Okay. You need to have this kind of mentality that what's wow today is going to be normal tomorrow and obsolete the next day. Okay, let me give you an example. Wi-Fi. Okay, we're not going to go for it. Wi-Fi, when it was introduced publicly, it was like, wow, oh my gosh, there's a Wi-Fi in this coffee shop. And this is how we made decisions, right? If we saw a coffee shop or restaurant with Wi-Fi, oh, let's go there. Why? There's Wi-Fi. But the food sucks. It's okay. There's Wi-Fi. Okay. So we go there, diba? So every time we go to a place with Wi-Fi, oh my gosh, there's Wi-Fi. But then again, and during these days, eventually, well, not during these days, eventually it becomes normal. Okay, yeah, there's Wi-Fi. Okay, oh, there's Wi-Fi anywhere. Okay, let's choose a better restaurant for us. But this is what happened, no? Nowadays, this is what happened. We get irritated. A restaurant without Wi-Fi? My gosh, are you Jurassic? Is this prehistoric um a restaurant? Diba? This is what we're saying. My gosh, a restaurant without Wi-Fi. It's really irritating. Imagine. So this is, guys, this is also happening to our ideas. No? So once we generate ideas, we thought, oh, this is okay. We can apply this next year. We can apply this next year. No, you cannot apply this next year because did you know that the behavior of people changes every 3 months? Grabe, no? Imagine that every 3 months, these people, their behavior changes. It's all because of social networks. It changes how we behave. It changes how we buy. It changes us, basically. Okay. So whatever idea that you have right now, it should be new and unique. Okay. That's why I call it unique. Okay. Let's do a quick recap before we proceed to the fourth phase of the design thinking. Right. So what's in it for them? Second phase is define identify the purpose, and then how can you contribute? This is the third phase, which is the ideate. All right. So now this is the fourth phase of design thinking. Everybody, please type prototype in the chat box, please. Prototype. Okay. In prototype, this is how we bring our ideas to life. Okay. So yeah, it's really hard, no? Sometimes, what if your product is what your company is a service based, no? If a product based, yes, but if it's a service based, no, I think this is more what we're trying to say here is we need to be more tangible, no, than discussion. You have to put your ideas into life because this starts the communication and doesn't have to be perfect. So that's the idea of the prototype. And then, of course, no, ideas are good. Of course, ideas are good. All of it we discussed, all of you guys brainstormed, no, the execution, the strategy. But again, execution is the king. Yeah, execution is the king. You have a great idea, but if you executed it poorly, it's nothing. All of your effort is nothing. That's why ideas are good, execution is the king. All right, this is for the prototype. Now, let's now jump into the last phase of the design thinking. It's called test. Okay, everybody, please type test in the chat box, please. Test. Thank you so much for your participation. In testing phase of design thinking, this is we test our prototype. Okay, the fourth phase is prototype. No, now we are testing it. We are putting this out in the field. We try them out. We break them, no, if we could, no, and then learn from them and go back again to the drawing board. That is the iteration. Have you seen the framework that I showed to you a while ago? No, idea and then test. No, idea launch. It's a small stuff. No, but could you imagine? No, it could create a very innovative product or service, no, in fact, you cannot imagine, no, how soon can you develop that? How soon you can innovate, no, that such product or services. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the definition of the design thinking, the 5 phases of design thinking: the empathy, empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and then test. Okay, and these are the frameworks. Okay, don't be shocked, no, with the frameworks now, that these are the three activities of design thinking: is ideation, inspiration, ideation, and implementation. And the framework, as I mentioned a while ago, there's an empathy, define, develop, decide, prototype, product test. So you need to figure out what is the general problem, define the specific problem, create a specific solutions, and before you execute it, you have to create a prototype, validate first. If you need to go back to the first step, go back and then execute. Okay. All right. So again, what's the bottom line of this design thinking, and what this methodology could help, in our organizations, or for me, for yourself, what this design thinking can do for you. Okay, so let me apply this into a business aspect. There's a 4 P's, in business. I think we all know or understand these 4 P's. Okay, so the people, place, product, and then process. So what's going to happen if we improve only the place and people? So in this way, we were able to develop or innovate our engagement. So if we develop or develop our people and product, what we're going to develop here or improve here is our service. So what if we develop the product and process? What's going to happen? We are innovating our marketing and branding, and then the process and place. This is the entire experience. So these 4 P's, when you interconnected them, the engagement, service, marketing, and branding, these are the output. But then again, you cannot just implement 1 or 2 of them. All of them are really important for innovation. Yes, all of them are really important for innovation. People, place, product, and process. Because some company, they will give you new technology, new machine, and they will say, "Wow, this is innovation," but they didn't train you, right? Yeah, they trained you, but the product's still there. So it's really not connected. But if you really want an innovative product or services, you have to develop these 4 P's. Again, in design thinking, ladies and gentlemen, this is a goal-oriented. Our approach in every problem, you always think of what is the goal. In every problem that you encounter, what is your goal? You have to think, begin with end in mind. What is the ending of this? Okay. For example, for me, in presenting this, I already think of what is the output. The output for me is for you to understand design thinking as if I'm talking to normal person. No more jargons, not making you feel intimidated because I understand that I studied this from National University of Singapore. No, I don't want you to feel that. But then again, when you create a product or services, you have to think, begin with end in mind. Is it conversion? Is it a lead generation? You have to think about that. As simple as app, who are riding angkas here in the Philippines, or you have any ride sharing? The first question is, where we're going? Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing to applying to our life. Yeah, you're working right now. You're working really hard, but the question is, where are you going? You want to be promoted, or you're planning about your future? Again, ladies and gentlemen, the future is now. Okay, the future is now. It already happened. Okay, as I mentioned, we are behind 50 years from China. Singapore, 30 years. Malaysia, probably we are 10 years behind sa kanila. So again, ladies and gentlemen, don't try to be the best. Just be the first. Okay, don't try to be the best. Just be the first. Okay. So now I think I'm nearing to my slides now, to the end of my slides, and I want to leave these 2 choices with you. Okay. So the first choice is do nothing and don't take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free and You can go back to insanity, huh? So all these people who attended here, the 400 people who attended here, go back to what you do. Okay, don't mind this presentation. Yeah, maybe your boss required you to attend here. No, go back to what you're doing, or take the red pill. Red pill is invest today. Okay, try to ask Ariba about, do you have design thinking workshop? No, and future proof yourself. Okay, future proof yourself. So these are the two things that I'm gonna leave it to you. Take, right. So thank you so much for staying with me for the entire 1 hour. Again, my name is Rock Leo. I'm a design thinking expert. I'm a certified Google and design sprint master. I'm a visual communication expert. I'm a brand strategist, growth hack marketing strategist, certified production innovation and customer experience. I'm a creative director and also creative entrepreneur. You can only follow me at LinkedIn and yeah, a little bit of Instagram. Yan po. I don't have Facebook. I just don't like Facebook. There. So you can follow me here. And by the way, I'm an Anvil Award 2018, 2019, and top 100 to follows at LinkedIn. Same year, I was voted. And I was awarded as a top trainer and facilitator for creativity and innovations. And just recently, in God's grace, I was able to be part or awarded as a top 30 leaders in the Philippines, now in LinkedIn Philippines. And take note, it's 17, alongside with Francis Kong and other prominent speakers in the Philippines. No? So guys, thank you so much, because all of you, 400 people here, are good addition to my 1 million mission. No? My mission is to train 1 million people to be creative and innovative by the end of 2030. So again, I took up my design thinking at National University. The design sprint is from Google itself, the Google Design Sprint. And I'm one of the advocate of design thinking here in the Philippines. Yes, it's really effective. So since I jumped out of corporate, by the way, I work at my last job is at SM. I'm the creative director at SM. Yan. I'm doing a business for 3 years now. Yeah, for 3 years now. It's really, really hard, okay, running a business. But then again, it's overwhelming and self-fulfilling. Yun. So I became a mentor of CNN Final Pitch Season 3. You can Google that. Yeah, nakakatawa ako mag-present doon. Again, fail fast, learn fast. Okay. So since then, I jump on the corporate. I've been invited by many companies already. Okay. So I already taught at Indonesia, India, Dubai, USA, and of course, prestigious schools here in the Philippines. Of course, our partner here, ARIVA, are instrumental for some of the success of my advocacy. And yeah, yung malalaking logo, malaking magbayad yan. Yung maliliit, maliit magbayad. Yung wala pa dyan, hindi pa bayad. So that's why I don't put their logos there. Okay. So then again, thank you so much for making time for me. It's really a privilege to be your speaker or resource speaker for today. And I'm gonna bring back the floor now to our organizers and gonna open the floor for Q&A. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rock. Now, before we go on our questions, I know a lot of you have questions already. You may type them here in the chat box, but is it okay if we go on a quick break? Because I promised something exciting for all of our participants. So we'll be back after 10 minutes. By the way, if you have questions, keep typing them here in the chat box. Okay. So we'll see you in a little while. Now, everyone, good afternoon. I mentioned a while ago that we're doing something exciting. Right now, ARIVA is in the mood to give away prizes. We will have 2 lucky winners, and each winner will receive 200 pesos that will go straight to you. You get to listen to a very wonderful speaker. At the same time, you get a chance in getting a prize. So this is our game. It's called Guess the Movie. If you've attended in the past, you're very familiar with this. So this is how the game goes. We will be showing you short clips or short trailers of a particular movie. This is what you have to do. You have to be the first one to type the complete and correct title of that movie here in the chat box. Okay? It has to be the complete and correct title. Okay? And the first one who will do that will receive the 200 pesos. Okay, so for you guys to get the feel of the game, let's do a trial run. Okay, you won't receive a prize yet, but I want you to start guessing the title of this movie. Okay, here are the answers. The chat box is moving so fast. Here are the answers. You said Bruce Lee, Kill Bill. Bruce Lele, Enter the Dragon. Jet Li, Ip Man. What are the other answers? Kung Fu Kids, Kung Fu Hustle. Shaolin. Enter the Dragon. Let's see, what is the title of that movie? It is Bruce Lee, Game of Death. That's the title, Game of Death. Meron nakahula, but you were not able to type it very fast. Okay, now you guys know. We're not asking who the actor is. We're asking for the complete and correct title. Okay, so you guys got the idea of the game already? So let's play. This clip will give you 200 pesos. Let's watch it.
I think this belongs to you. Half for me.
Has been given extraordinary powers.
Whew. He's still moving, speaking, thinking, fighting. Annoying.
Sorry. This summer, follow the mystery. Fight the enemy. And find.
Okay, here are your answers. Wow, there's a lot. Once Upon a Time in China. Okay, sorry. Karate Kid, The Medallion, Kung Fu Master, Medallion. What else? Rush Hour, Jackie Chan, The Medallion. How about the others? Kung Fu Master, The One, Zodiac. Okay, let's reveal. What is the title of that movie? It is The Medallion, and the first one who was very quick in typing the answer. We have Philip Carl. La You will receive 200 pesos from ARIVA Academy, but this is what you have to do. Listen, you have to send your GCash account number privately here in the chat box. Send it to ARIVA Academy Philippines, okay? Send it privately to ARIVA Academy Philippines. Don't send it to everyone, please, okay? And then wait for your prize. Congratulations again, Philip Carl. And because you've won, you won't be able to join the game anymore, okay? We have to give chance to your other co-participants. We have one more, the last 200 pesos for another winner. So congratulations. And for the rest of our participants, let's watch this.
Kung Fu lives in how we put on the jacket. Be strong. Take off the jacket. And lives in how we treat people. Everything is Kung Fu. Check it out! Connect to the energy around you.
I get it. You're Yoda and I'm like a Jedi. Oh my God.
Your focus needs more focus.
There you go. The answers. Karate Kid, Kung Fu Kid, Kung Fu Hustle, The Karate Kid. How about the others? Kung Fu Kids, Karate Kid. There's Kung Fu Kids and Kung Fu Kid. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a winner? What is the title of that movie? It is The Karate Kid. And the first one, na nabilis na nakapag-type, we have our second winner, Mona Joyce Warren. Congratulations, Mona. You also received 200 pesos from ARIVA Academy. So again, send your GCash account number to ARIVA Academy Philippines here in the chat box and wait for your prize. Congratulations to our two winners, Philip and Mona. Congratulations, and to the rest of our participants who joined the game. Congratulations also, and thank you so much. I hope you guys had fun. Now, let me move on to my other announcements. We just show my presentation. There you go. Stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with ARIVA Academy. You can visit us on social media. You can join our Facebook group, like our Facebook page, follow us in LinkedIn, and also check out our website, www.ariva.com.ph. I am also inviting everyone to be a part of the growing ARIVA Academy Viber community. You can scan the QR code and that will bring you instantly inside our Viber community. For those of you who might have missed the free live webinars that we've had, starting 2020, we have a lot of them. All you have to do is subscribe to our channels, ARIVA Academy and ARIVA Talks. Here are some of our upcoming learning events. I'd like to invite you to join us. On April 14, we have 7S of Good Housekeeping towards safety and productivity in the workplace. This will be for tomorrow already, and we're still open to accepting participants. April 19, we have conducting successful organization and HR audit. Mini MBA in retail management will be on April 20. April 21, project management essentials for non-project managers. We have strategic HRM and business partnering on April 26. On April 27, essential elements of employment contracts. Big data analytics, tactical and strategic data-driven decision-making will be the topic on April 28. On May 3, we have another free live webinar. This time the topic is how paralegals can make a difference in a practice. 10 tips and techniques every successful paralegal should know. So that is the topic on May 3. The next free live webinar will be the following day, May 4. This one's really interesting. Effective anger management, constructive ways to manage anger. Again, it's a free live webinar happening on May 4. On May 5, the topic of the free live webinar is upskilling and reskilling HR to drive digital transformation. May 9, another free live webinar with the topic High Performance Finance Teams, top skill set for its sustainable finance and accounting professionals. And I am inviting everyone as early as now to register for our HR Employment and Labor Law Summit 2023. We've invited a lot of speakers for this one with the theme, the state of the workforce and workplace. Where are we now? Season 1 will be on May 25 and season 2 will be on May 26. So 2-day summit, HR, Employment, and Labor Law Summit. And for those of you who are interested in inviting our speakers, like our speaker right now, Sir Rock, to conduct an in-house program exclusive for your team or for your company, we can help you out with that. All you have to do is give us a call or send us an email. Let us know what topic you have in mind. Here are some of the programs that we offer, but we have a lot more than that. So just call us, email us, and we'll help you partner with the right speaker under ARIVA Academy Speakers Bureau for that. So there you have it. And now we'll be moving on to our Q&A. So again, let's welcome our speaker. Hi, Rock.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Ready to answer their questions. We have a few questions here already. Is it okay if I read them now?
Go ahead, please.
Here's the first question. How do you promote design thinking in an organization that is very traditional in business approach?
Very, very interesting questions. Now, this is the question I'm always receiving in every time I had a design thinking talk. I think the one of the possible way, there's so many angles or possible way to do this. But one is invite them to attend a design thinking workshop like this. No, most especially your boss or the decision maker, or we can do a design thinking in your office. No, a workshop like this. So yeah, they could get an idea and influence them. And then after this, we could yeah, do some workshop or continuing educations on how we could, embed this kind of methodology into the system.
Okay, thank you for that. Here's another one. How effective is design thinking in setting and meeting a company's objective?
All right. How effective? Really nice question. I think if you saw my slides, Google, Apple, Nike, IBM, I think it's a self-explanatory how successful this multinational company is. So now, if we're going to apply this into developing country, I think it's game changer. Okay, it's not improvement, no, it's a game changer if we apply this methodology in our organization.
There you go. Thank you. Another one. By the way, for our participants who would like to ask a question directly to our speaker, click the raise hand button here in the chat, here in Zoom, so we can allow you to ask your question directly to our speaker. Or if you have a clarification, you can also do that. Or if you have a question, you think it's kind of sensitive, you can send the question privately, send it to me privately here in the chat box. When I read your question, I won't be reading your names. Okay, I'll be moving on to the next question. Is critical thinking helpful in making a decision?
Oh, yeah. So is that a question? Is a critical
Yes,
thinking?
that's the question. Is critical thinking helpful in making a decision?
Okay. To clarify, no, critical thinking and design thinking is somehow these are correlated because you need critical thinking into the methodology of design thinking. No. So now, if this is helpful, yes, because now we are living in a fourth industrial revolution, which we need to have a quick decision making. No? Hindi na kasi, how do you say it? Yung ibang country or other companies, no, ang bilis ng decision making nila. That's why they, yung pinakita ko sa inyo yung slide, yung sabi ni Jackman, no, don't try to be the best, just be the first. Now, in this competition, we need to be the first, no? And critical thinking is really, really important. And to do that, you need a methodology or a process or simply framework, no, on how to address the problem and create a sound solution really fast. So I hope I make sense, no, and was able to answer your question.
There you go. Thank you so much for that. We have a live question here. Ronaline, can you turn on your camera, please? And you may ask your question. Yes, Ronaline? Okay, we're not hearing anything from Ronaline. Let's check with her again later. But this time, let's see. Alisa. Alisa, you may ask your question. You're on mute.
Hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. So, first of all, thank you, Sir Rock, for giving that very insightful presentation to all of us here. And it is actually my first time to join an ARIVA Academy free live webinar. So here's my question. Since you have told us that design thinking is actually a goal-oriented approach, it has this goal-oriented approach. So my question is, when do you know or identify that the goal is attained already? Or what are the measures maybe that you are considering when you set your goals? Or is it really attained, or it is a constant process of change? Let me be enlightened on that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that difficult question, Alisa. Oh. Just kidding. I like the question. I like the questions. In fact, this is whenever I do a design thinking workshop or facilitations to other company, it is the same question that I ask to the organizations or to the team. How do you measure success? Okay, how do you measure success? Measuring success could be done by KPIs. I think we are all familiar with the KPIs, no? Key performance indicator. So you guys need to discuss, no? What is success? Okay, and I think the one of the basic, no, is the SMART goals. The SMART goals. That's the basic. We are all know this is SMART goals, but we don't practice it. As I usually say, this is a common practice, but not a common. This is a common sense, but not a common practice. No, yung SMART goals. So now, it depends, it depends on how you measure the success, no. For example, for me, no, most of my experiences, whenever I do facilitations, sinasabi ko sa company, wag na tayong magpagtumpik-tumpik. How much do you want? Oo. Pag sinabi ko, how much do you want? Sir Rock, can we do 1 billion this year? Game. Let's discuss this, okay? Wag mo sabihin sa akin conversion. Because conversion, if I convert you now, is that a success? No, Rock, we need 1 million. So that is the KPI, okay? So usually the KPI po, no, it's measured by numbers, okay? Hindi po, by numbers po. For example, how many that we were able to get a leads. For example, for this month, ang lead generation natin, dapat maka 10,000 tayo. With the numbers of sales that we have, salespersons that we have, we should have generated 10,000 leads. Now, from the 10,000 leads, how many yung hot, cold, and warm? No, KPI po ulit yun. Okay, so from the warm, how much yung conversion? So again, there's so many ways on how to search the to measure the goal. No, then again, it needs to have numbers, and that's how you measure the success. I hope I'm making sense there, Eliza.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your question, Eliza. How about for the others? Anyone else who would like to ask a question? Okay, we have a question here in the chat box. It was sent to me privately, so I won't read the name of our participant. Here's the question. How can organizations create a culture that encourages and supports design thinking?
All right, so thank you for that. No, I think I've been promoting this design thinking for 3 years now in the Philippines. Now, it's pretty new in the Philippines. But you know what? In Singapore, when I studied this design thinking, there were like design thinking 3.0. Philippines is design thinking 0.001. Okay. Interest pa lang tayo. There's no implementation yet. Okay. At any rate, how to implement this? I'm going back to the first step of the design thinking, empathy. No, there is no secret sauce again on how to implement this, and there is no rule of thumb on how to implement this. The first thing that we need to understand is the culture and the capability of your company. Because if your company is not capable of adopting change, I suggest it will take us some time for them to change the culture or to embed this design thinking into the process. Pero if the capability of the company to change, to embrace change is really fast, I think we can achieve this sooner. So I think the bottom line here po, no, kumbaga, when I do my coaching, I always told to my coachee, the success of these coaching sessions natin it depends on you. The question is, when do you want to change? I'm not gonna tell you when to change. The question is, when do you want to change? So ganun po, no? Ganun din po sa company. It's a larger scale. The question is your people ready for change? How many people are resisting for change? And how many people are ready for change? For President po, Rock Leo. Just kidding. Masyado po kayong seryoso. Uwian na ba? Kasi maulan, no? Nakakaantok.
So that means we're down to our last question. Here's the last question. This is from Fernando. Is design thinking the same as systems thinking? What are the difference between design thinking and systems thinking?
Thank you, Sir Fernando. This is actually interesting questions. I studied the system thinking, and system thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, no? I didn't study this thoroughly, but I have a friend, a consultant friend who uses this system thinking to his consulting companies. And when we had this discussion, a coffee table discussion, lumalabas, no, that they're looking at the system. Yung pala yung design thinking, yung system thinking. They're looking at the system. Ano ba yung system? So this is the system that we created. So you have to put the system, or you have to think of the system in every step of the way. Okay? And design thinking naman po, no, is the art of problem solving and decision making. Meaning, before you decide to create a system, you need to solve the problem first. So again, as I mentioned a while ago, design thinking is a glue to other methodology. I had this study, ay hindi ko lang pinakita dito, no? Kasi pag pinakita ko dito sa slides ko, dapat magbayad na kayo ng mas malaki. Oo. So, pero meron akong study na ginagamit po, no, yung design thinking sa first step. For example, Six Sigma. Yung Six Sigma, they use design thinking in problem solving kaagad. And then they applied Six Sigma. They use design thinking and apply Kaizen. They use design thinking and applied system thinking. They use design thinking for critical thinking. So it's best if you have a couple of tools, you mix and match them, depends on the situation po. So I hope, Sir Fernando, I was able to satisfy you there po.
There you go. Thank you so much. And I know I'm seeing a lot of questions here in the chat box, but because of time constraints, we won't be able to answer them anymore. I'm very sorry for that. But I would like to say thank you to our speaker for being very, very generous in sharing his insights, his wisdom, his knowledge to all of our participants. Because of that, we would like to present you with this certificate. Let me just read this. ARIVA Academy Learning Development at its finest. Gratefully presents the certificate of appreciation to Rock Cleo for generously sharing his professional expertise, valuable knowledge, and wisdom to the delegates of Design Thinking Demystified. The power of design thinking in business. Given the certain day of April 2023 via Zoom conference. Signed by J.M. Matanzo, Chairman and Chief Strategist, Learning Event Producer, and Michelle Iris Walonda Samson, President and Chief Learning and Development. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our speaker, Rock. Maraming salamat po. Now, before we call it a day, I again would like to invite everyone to turn on their camera, especially those whose cameras are still turned off. If you're able to, please turn on your cameras. Join us in a group photo before we end our Zoom session. There you go. Turn on your cameras. And I'll be calling on the assistance of our technical director, DJ Eric. Can you help us out?
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Kate. So good day, everyone. So we have 2 shots of group picture for this PM session. Okay, ready for the first shot, guys? Come on. Here we go. Show me your beautiful. Okay, and for our second shot, can we do finger hearts? Yes, how about finger hearts, guys?
Finger hearts.
Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Yes, thank you so much, back to Ms. Kate.
Thank you so much, DJ Eric. In behalf of everyone from ARIVA Academy, I would like to say thank you so much for being with us on this tremendous Thursday afternoon. We're looking forward to welcoming you again in our future learning events. Maraming salamat. God bless you all. Stay safe. Keep dry, everyone. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you so much, ARIVA. And the organizing team, thank you so much. You guys.
Thank you. See you again.
Everyone, thank you so much. Stay safe. God bless. Bye-bye.
Partner, Art Plus Magazine.